What up gamers, Fence here, and in this video I want to share my thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's episodes 27 to 39, and because I'll be talking about those episodes in the show here, there will be spoilers up ahead for Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's all the way up to episode 39, so spoilers up ahead, you have been warned. So I'm not gonna lie guys, this video is gonna be a lot shorter than usual, at least compared to like my other Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's videos where I talked about the previous arcs, because I feel like this specific arc in general feels very straightforward where I can just talk about them very casually. Like I don't think I need to go in depth and talk about them extensively. And I guess the reason for this is that the story in these episodes feel more character driven rather than progressing the plot between Yuga and Goha, because yeah, we do have these new cast of characters and I feel like I said, they just don't feel like they're progressing with anything between Yuga and Goha, and instead it feels more of like an introduction to these new characters that might play a bigger part later on. And I know I make it sound really bad, but it's not bad. I actually do like the story and the characters in these episodes. It's just that I feel like I'll be talking more about the characters rather than the overall story because of the reasons I mentioned, where I don't think it really resumes where we last left off in episode 26. Instead, it does feel like its own storyline, where I just feel like this is more of like an introduction to these new characters that will be used later on, and I think I want to talk more about the characters rather than the story because I don't think it really does move forward with the Yuga versus Goha. Instead, it's more of like Yuga versus the Dual Cavalry Club. So with that said, let's begin sharing my thoughts, starting with episode 27 where Luke opened up the Luke Club, which I do like this episode a lot. I think it's really funny. I think my favorite scenes were like when Luke was playing by himself at first, where he was making all those sound effects when he was dueling himself. But yeah, I thought that was really funny. I feel like I would do that too, making that ring. Like, yeah, I like that, man. But then he faces a clone of himself, which I thought was very interesting. I wonder if that has to be relating to his power, which, yeah, we didn't see his power here in this arc. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I do wonder if we're gonna be seeing him again because that just felt really weird that there's a clone over there like dueling him, and then somehow he got this new card. But yeah, the Luke Club became the Rush Duel Club because that's more generalized rather than just focusing on Luke himself. But yeah, Yuga, Roman, and Gavin were members of that club as well. And then Luke decided to send them all to this training camp for clubs. We also see some other clubs there as well. But I'm not sure if is the Foodie Club. Is that a thing? Is that an actual club or just a friend group? Because yeah, we do see like Sabu Ramen and Sushiko, who dueled Roman, and we saw her duel for the first time as well. But yeah, they're there as well. We got like one more guy in that foodie group that hasn't dueled yet. I do want to see him duel at some point because I do think that whole group is interesting with the food and stuff. Also, earlier in the episode, we do see Yuga meeting Asana for the first time, who is the main villain or antagonist of this arc. And dude, when I first saw Yuga and Asana just be so friendly to each other when they met for the first time, like, yeah, I knew by the end of the story here that they're going to become friends and everything will work out. And I know that's what usually happens in a show like this. That's what happened to Roa and to Nail. Like we do see it here, where because of the end of the previous arc, we do see Nail in this arc here be very supportive, even providing assistance to Yuga and his friends. But unlike Roa and Nail, I feel like there was not a lot of resistance against Yuga's and Asana's friendly relationship. Like from the very first time they met, they're very friendly, and then in their duels, like in the first one, Asana would praise Rush duels, even enjoying it a lot, and then she would get scolded by her club members for doing that. And then also in the second duel, like because she has maximum monsters, she wouldn't duel against Yuga unless he had them too. But yeah, there's like this mutual respect going on, and I feel like because of this, like they made it very obvious and it was very in your face that everything will work out in the end. Like there will be good endings for both sides. Two sides will become one. And I feel like because of that, it does make me think less of Asana in the dual cavalry club as a threat to Yuga. Like, yeah, I just was not really worried for Yuga and his friends to go up against them, because if you can be friends with the leader, then you can probably be friends with the entire club. And so, yeah, I think I don't like them as antagonists, but it's like I said, I think it's more of like an introduction to these characters to make us like them and to make us root for them later on in the story. And yeah, I think I pretty much just described the story of the rest of the episodes there. Where yeah, everyone is just friends now. And so yeah, like I said, I don't think I'll be talking too much about the story. Instead, let's talk about the characters. So I guess we can begin with the main cast of characters, who are Yuga, Luke, Roman, and Gavin. And I think for this arc here, I mainly like Luke and Gavin. Oh well, with Luke, I've always liked that Luke dude is funny. I liked all of his scenes pretty much. But as for Gavin though, there was this one episode where he would duel, and he would also like complain that because he's not the school president anymore, he can't do anything school president related, like not any school president things that he can do. But then his friends told him that it's just a title and that he can still do the stuff that he wants to do, even though he's not a school president. And I thought that was a nice storyline. I like that message, and I thought, he would grow as a character like that, though I'm not really sure if that would carry on in the future episodes. But yeah, I thought it was a nice story. As for Roman and Yuga, I did not like them too much. With Roman, she dueled like one time, and that was in the second episode. There might be more that I might be forgetting, but I think she only dueled like one time, and then afterwards she became like a background character making jokes about ants and pigeons with the coup and the giant ants. I don't know. Yeah, that's all she did for the rest of the arc, I think. But with Yuga though, I just felt like Yuga was just acting like Yuga. Like there wasn't really anything, I guess, development wise to his character that happened. Like I don't know, maybe he just matured from before, because like I remember back in the second arc with Nail being the bad guy, when he was scared and going to Ro for advice. Like yeah, there was some development there with him, but yeah, I just felt like in here, like maybe he matured, and that maybe that's why he didn't really do anything new. Like I guess the main thing he did was battle Asana, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that was it. I mean, he did some cool plays with the Maximum monster, but yeah, that was pretty much it. I didn't really like anything else with Yuga because he was kind of like, doing his part. As for some other characters, we do have the same side characters from the first two arcs, and I do like how they just reappear because, it does make them feel like they're still part of the world. They're not forgotten, even though they haven't really done anything in this arc. Like, at least they're still there, they're still a part of the world and not like one-off characters. So yeah, I do love that. And then we get Kaizo, who is back to normal, and also see Bastion, who joins them along. And yeah, I do like these two. They're very funny when they interact with each other, making everything like a competition. But yeah, I do like these two. Speaking of returning characters, we do have Mimi here, who is now the president of Goha. She pretty much just fused with the actual president, who is just this head, and she just wore that, and boom, she is now the president of Goha. And now it just looks like Darth Vader just speaking like Mimi, which I like a lot. We also have Tiger, who is Luke's sister, and that's always fun to see, just them interacting with Luke being scared of Tiger. But yeah, I do like that, I guess, relationship with them. We also got Janko, who has this syndrome where if he doesn't draw cards for a while, he'll get kind of crazy. And yeah, that's always kind of fun to see because it's very very outlandish that you can have that if you don't draw cards. But yeah, those two characters I do like a lot. I think it does fit in with like the other side characters, like with Yash and the Dinosaur Club and the Newspaper Club and all that stuff. But yeah, they're just fun characters to watch. And now we get to the Dual Cavalry Club characters, starting off with their leader, Asana. Now, even though I don't like her story due to the reasons I mentioned before, I do like her character a lot. I like her personality, it's really fun, she's always fun to watch. But also, I think she's very unique with her background, I think especially as an antagonist, because, yeah, being like a main antagonist, you always see them be like evil aliens from another world or like being the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh themselves. But in here, yeah, it's just that her family was part of a construction company, I believe, and that's her background. And yeah, that does sound like a story for a side character, but as a main antagonist, yeah, that's pretty big and very unique. And also with her being like maybe one of the few female main antagonists, I think she's a very unique and refreshing character to watch. And then we have Galleon, who I believe is Asana's second in command. But yeah, I think he's really fun to watch. He does remind me of Mimi, where he acts different for his age, where he's kind of seen as like this old adult guy, where he is still in 6th grade. So yeah, I think it's funny. I like watching him just like be compared to an old man when, yeah, he's kind of like younger and all that. But yeah, dude is freaking strong. Dude is like digging tunnels underground. But yeah, we also got Skabul and his pigeon Fitch trap. I think I mainly like the bird. I don't like really like Skubel a lot. uh, but I even forgot his name. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. But yeah, I think I mainly like the bird because he has some really awesome expressions. We also got to see Rain and Reno duel for the first time, and yeah, that was really fun to see. I think I especially liked it when they duel against each other because, yeah, I mean, I think it was nice in terms of like, I guess, a sibling relationship. You know, they're trying to like, I think mainly with Reno, just trying to help Rain get back to her senses. But then in the end, Reno just pretty much became like like Rain when it came to Roman. But yeah, I think that was also just really fun to see. And also to see them just finally duel, you know? They don't just play cards for Gavin, they can actually duel for themselves. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all the main characters that I want to talk about. As for the duels themselves, I do like them too. It was actually kind of hard for me to get back into because it has been a while since I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! In general and have seen these cards. But I did like that one scene where you had the two maximum monsters battle each other, and it was pretty much the battle of like, I guess, endurance in a way, where like, you know, whoever falls, the other one wins. But yeah, they both fell at the same time. So yeah, I did like that. But yeah, I like the duels, but I wasn't the best at like keeping tabs on like what's happening. So yeah, that was it. Those are my thoughts on those episodes, and that's pretty much all I want to say for that. But yeah, not as detailed as my other Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens videos, but you know, I can't really help it. There's not really much that I feel like is too deep to talk about. I mean, yeah, it just feels very straightforward, as I said before. Like a very straightforward story that I can just casually talk about really quick. So yeah, guys, that was pretty much that. And now I turn it over to you guys. What do you guys think of episodes 27 to 39 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens? Do you like it or dislike it? Love it or hate it? Let me know down in the comments below. I would like to know your thoughts on those episodes. Or maybe on the show overall, because maybe you watch the English subs instead of the dub like I do. Because yeah, I have to wait like every other month or something, every few months to watch and continue this show here, because that's how it goes. But yeah, definitely let me know down in the comments below on your thoughts on that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'll definitely make more of these videos whenever they do release more episodes on Hulu. That's where I watch it with the English dub. But yeah, also whenever they do release that new Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's Go Rush Psycho Battle Royale, I forgot what it's called. It's a long name, but yeah, if they ever do release that, I'll maybe play it at some point because I don't know. I feel like I want to take a break in December, but we'll definitely see. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now, guys. That's game.